So you're here because you want to learn about your DTC codes for your Harley Davidson motorcycle, diagnostic trouble codes. Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Matt Couchman with lawabidingbiker.com here. Thanks for checking back in. We're going to talk about DTC codes today. Why do you need to know about them for your Harley Davidson motorcycle? It's because you want to be educated and know what's going on with your bike. If you decide to take your motorcycle into a dealer, you want to be able to know what's going on with it and speak intelligently with the mechanics and the service writer. Also, if you want to fix your own bike, which we highly encourage that you do, it helps you find out what errors are going on with your bike and how to fix them. There's a lot of resources you got to figure out what these DTC codes are. There's apps that are online, and there's websites that have this information. If you do decide to look up your DTC codes and clear them, we just say that you got to do that at your own risk if you decide to clear them. We're not telling you necessarily what to do with them. We just want you to know how to access them and understand them. So we teach you to do a lot of different things with your bike, and we've got videos on all kinds of stuff, handlebars, taillights. An example is if you switch your taillights out on your Harley Davidson, it'll throw a code because you've put some different taillights on there. You can look that up and clear it if you choose to do so. Also, aftermarket EFI tuners are a good resource to get access to your DTC codes. One in particular is the Fuel Pack 3. It's got a sweet app that you can look up your DTC codes on your phone and see what's going on with your bike. And if you want to check that out, go on over to lawabidingbiker.com/Fuel Pack 3. Okay, now let's get into this and let's show you how to use these DTC codes. Okay guys, now let's get into it. Let's show you how to access your diagnostic trouble codes. We're going to do this first on a 2014 Street Glide Special, and the first thing you do is press and hold the odometer button down. That's located on your left grip, on the left cluster with the signals. Press and hold that down. Now you need to turn your ignition to the ignition button or ignition side. Make sure you don't go all the way to accessories. You just go to ignition and you press and hold the odometer button, and you'll see the DIAG or diagnostic come up. Now we can release the odometer button. Now to access the different codes, you press the button down once and release, and you'll see that the ECM comes up. So the electronic control module has no codes. That's what that N is next to it. We'll press and release one more time. Now we're in the body control module. We'll see that there are no codes. And on this bike, the body control module hooks to the ECM through a LAN. Press and release one more time. We'll get to the speedo, and the N next to it indicates there are no codes. Press and release again. The ABS is a brake control module, and you see a Y next to it. That is indicating that we do have a trouble code. So we'll press and release the odometer button. And I was wrong there. So press and hold the button, and then our trouble code comes up. There's a lot of different resources that you have to access the trouble codes. You can look them up online simply by Googling it, or you can use an app, or there's different websites out there. So use one of those resources to find out what your code is. We've looked this code up. We know it's a historical code. It's because when Ryan flashed his ECM with his Fuel Pack 3, it disconnected for a minute, so it's showing that there was lost connection with the ECM. And we did another tutorial video on the Fuel Pack 3. If you go to lawabidingbiker.com/Fuel Pack 3, check that out. The thing's awesome. So now that we've found our code, we know what it is. Again, it's up to you whether or not you want to clear it or not. You want to leave your code on there if you're going to take it to a dealership, so you're educated, you know what to talk about, you know what your problem is with your bike. We know what's going on with this. We know it's a historical code. It's because we lost connection with the ECM, so we're going to clear it. In order to clear this trouble code, again, you're going to press and hold the odometer button down. I'm holding it now. And clear is going to come up. If we want to clear the code, we press and release the button one more time, and we cleared it. And now it's going to pull up the part number. Again, that's the part number for the brake control module. Press and release one more time. It gets us back out, and you'll see now we have no trouble code. Press and release again to move on through the line. Press and release, press and release, press and release the odometer button, and we now have no more codes. Now that you've got all your codes cleared out, or you've written down the ones that you want to show your dealership, you can simply turn off the ignition and it'll exit the diagnostic trouble codes. Okay guys, now we're gonna show you how to access the DTC codes from your Boombox system if you're lucky enough to have a new bike and have that on there. One thing that's important is you got to have this bike off for at least 15 seconds before we do that, and it's been sitting. So here what we're going to do is press the power/mute button and hold that in. With that held in, I'm going to turn the ignition switch to accessories. So go all the way over to accessories. Hold that bad boy in, the home button, as the system boots up. And as it boots up, we're waiting for the warning screen to come up. And here it comes. So there's the warning screen. Now I need to hold it for 2 more seconds. 1, 1000, 2, 1000. Now I can release that home/mute button. And we can either press the accept on the touch screen, or we can use the right toggle. For this purpose, I'm going to use right toggle, push in to accept. Now we're in the back of the Boombox system. This is just one of the tips and tricks that we can show you on how to get back into your Boombox system. We've got a complete tutorial over at lawabidingbiker.com/Harley Boombox. And if you have any concerns about how to operate this system, that tutorial will show you every little nook and cranny of this thing, and you will be a pro at it when you're done watching those videos. So again, if you want to learn a little bit about more about your Boombox system, head on over to that. Now that we're into these DTCs, we would either press it on the touch screen or use the right toggle. I'm going to use right toggle, press it in to select the DTCs. Now earlier in the video we cleared out the one that we had in the bike, so now it shows no log DTCs. But if we had one in there, you'd be able to select it and learn more about it, find out which trouble code it is, and you could actually go in and clear it from there. So that's how you do it, guys. That's how you get in and use that back into that Boombox to access your DTCs. And when you're done, to get out of this, all you got to do is turn the bike off, and you're done.
Hopefully you're enjoying the video. If you want to make sure that content and these free videos keep coming your way, there is a way you can support us. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. The community is growing over there. We'd like to have you involved too. There's no risk over there. You can sign up for a certain level and pay a certain amount per piece of content with a cap. Absolutely no risk. There are some benefits over there. T-shirts and a private Facebook group and some premium content. All depends on what level you sign up as. But that is a way that you can assure the content keeps coming your way. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Of course, if you ever want to just leave a flat donation, we do accept that too and appreciate it. lawabidingbiker.com/donate. Don't forget to check out that weekly podcast, guys. It's on fire. Ton of content we're putting out. Get involved over there. It's the Law Abiding Biker Podcast. All right, let's get back into your video.
All right, guys, so if you have a pre-2014 bike, this is what yours is going to look like, or something similar to. The location of your odometer button might be a little different if you're on a Road King or something else, but the whole working process will be similar. So I've got an odometer button here on my dash. I'm going to press and hold that in. While I've got that held in, I'll turn the ignition on to the ignition spot. You hear the bike firing up. And I've got the DIAG again, or the diagnostic. I will press in and release, and it's going to bring up several letters there. The first one is P for the ECM, and you see it's flashing. If I press and release that, it goes to the next, and so on. Press and release, press and release, press and release. Now, to check the ECM, I've got it flashing. I got to press it and hold it on this bike. And you'll see it'll come up, says I've got no trouble codes. Press it again, it'll go to the part number as we discussed earlier in the video. The part number coming across will be the part number for the ECM. Press and release again, and it goes back out to the main menu, over to S, which is for signals. Press and hold. I have no trouble codes. Part number, back to the main menu. Over to the SP, that's for speedometer. Press and release, no trouble codes. Press and release, there's a part number. Press and release back out to the main menu. Go over to T, that stands for the tachometer. Press and hold. You'll see that I have no trouble codes. Press and release, that's part number. Press and release, back out to the main menu. Go over to B, that's for the brake control module. Press and hold. And you'll see that I have no errors. If I was to have an error, I would now press and hold it when the error's up, and it'll give me a chance to clear it. Press and release, part number, back out to the main menu. When we're done going through our trouble codes, we've either cleared them or wrote them down so that we can speak intelligently when we talk to our mechanic, or when we go to get the parts that we need, we can then shut the bike off. And that's how you do it on an older bike.
If you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you are really missing out. We have a ton of videos in the works for you guys, so get subscribed. Also sign up for the free email club, lawabidingbiker.com/email club. We will shoot you an email when we come out with new free videos. Also, do not forget to check out that weekly podcast. It's the Law Abiding Biker Podcast. It's heard worldwide. All right, peace out.